an update to Rainbow Six Siege, the PS4 5.0 update, the Creators Collection on Xbox One, and an update to yesterday's story about LawBreakers. Man, there's a lot of updates. Either way, we'll get into it in the breakdown. What up, people? It's your boy DaRealMastalin. Welcome to your daily dose. As always, before we get started, 3 things. Just do them real quick. First one, update that like button to like. Subscribe here for more. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Now let's break it down. Rainbow Six Siege has been updated to the 2.2.2 update, and this is a pretty big one. It's pretty much the one before they start up season 3. It's one of the last ones for Operation Health, and it fixes a bunch of stuff, but it also adds a lot of dedicated server support, because much like For Honor, they're going to basically all dedicated servers for everything Rainbow Six Siege has. Like, there are some modes right now, private player hosted lobbies, that are now peer-to-peer after a certain point in time, but they're pretty much getting rid of all of that, and they're going to all dedicated servers across the board. And even their chat server, they're making dedicated servers for chat servers. So Ubisoft is really taking a step forward in getting their online under control, because that's pretty much been Ubisoft's problem. A lot of these games that they have always had online problems. They don't have like 2K level of bad servers, but they at least have dedicated servers, and now they're taking a full leap into this generation and making sure that everything is off of a peer-to-peer mindset, and that's on console, that's on PC, across the board. So I salute them for that, because it should have been like this for a while now. But again, you know, I'm not gonna down progress. This is progress in the correct direction. They need to make sure that they continue it. The major changes that they've done, other than the little fixes of all the bugs, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to go through and look through all the patch notes so you see everything that they fixed. But the major things that they fix is custom matches. Before, if you didn't have at least a full lobby within like 10 minutes or so, it would immediately switch you to peer-to-peer. That'll no longer happen, so it'll always be on dedicated servers. Also, they wanted to make sure that they have more stable online experiences for terrorist hunts, so those will all switch to dedicated servers, so there'll be no host migration and things like tweaking, because anybody who's played terrorist hunt, you know, if somebody has a internet problem or somebody gets kicked or something, it immediately goes into migration mode, then bad guys disappear or appear in front of you. So it's one of those things that it's just a quality of life thing that should have been there from the beginning. Again, but I'm not gonna be mad at them for fixing their problem now that they've come up to this level of having dedicated servers across the board. They need to do this from the beginning, but again, not gonna be mad at them for doing it now. Also, they've said that they're creating a new voice chat system that will have dedicated servers for it. They haven't said when it's going to come out, but it'll use less bandwidth and it'll be clear communication. It'll come to PC first and then the consoles shortly thereafter. And they updated the vaulting animation. So whereas before, if someone was coming in a window, instead of them looking in a direction that they are actually peeking, it would just always show them looking in the same direction. So people would get mad because they be camping a window. Somebody would vault over the window or vault over a shield, and they be like, how did I get shot, if they're not even looking at me? So now it'll more accurately determine that they're looking in the direction that they're actually shooting, as opposed to just vaulting over. It's a little thing, but it goes a long way to help people not rage about everything. Like I said, there is a metric ton of small fixes they done to operators, to levels, to a little floating, pieces of debris, stuff like that. And I'll link that all in the description box below so you can check out the full thing down there. Next up, we got the PS4 firmware 5.0 update, and this is one of the major updates that PlayStation has. They have the smaller ones, but this is one of their major ones. And 5.0 basically allows Twitch streaming at 1080p 60 FPS, more or less. They've also added CD playback and like just little things. This to be a major update. It's a lot of like family features that they should have had in before, and account features where you can set a couple parent accounts or all the kid accounts on one PlayStation, and these are things that should have been in there before, but still no ability to change your PSN ID, which again, I'm very confused at how they haven't figured out how to do this. What are we, 4 years into the PS4 cycle? Like, they should have figured this out on the PS3, but even regardless of that, even if that system was so archaic, the PS4 is an entirely new system according to Sony. I'm trying to figure out how they haven't figured out how to change the PSN ID. Also, I thought it was funny that they've added CD support, considering that they said earlier that people don't do physical media anymore. That's why they didn't put a UHD Blu-ray player in it. So if people don't do physical media, why did you offer CD playback all of a sudden? Again, it's a little contradiction, little observation. That's all I'm saying. This update doesn't really offer anything too crazy for it to be a main series update. I was expecting a little more. They've added over time a lot more like bigger reasons and stuff for these updates, but this one is just seems like a minor update to me, where they just tweaked a few little things and slapped a main number on it. But again, 1080p 60 FPS Twitch streaming, that's cool, I guess, if you're streaming from your PlayStation 4. Although I wonder how the impact would be on a PlayStation 4 for Twitch streaming at 1080p 60 FPS, considering there's not a lot of games on the base model PS4 at 1080p 60 FPS. I figured the Pro could do it fairly well, I guess, but I wonder what the impact on gaming performance will be if you're streaming at 1080p 60 FPS on the base PS4. It's one of those things that'll have to be tested, but considering that this was a leak, there's no actual release date on when this will come out, but I'll keep you guys up to date. Once I know more, you'll know more. Next up, we got the Xbox Creators Collection, and this is a new feature. It's basically uncurated indie games in the Xbox store, and they'll have their own designated place within the store. If you're in the preview program, this popped up when you got your, or in the alpha ring of the preview program, that's popped up when you got your new update, but it should be rolling out for everybody. It's a part right in the store because it'll be an update for everyone. And like I said, these are just all uncurated games, so they don't have achievements, they don't have online modes. A lot of them are couch co-op, and they're just small games, like really small indie games. Some of them look like nice little party games or games you would play with your kids, but there's not too many in there. I think there's like 15 or so games in there right now. They said they're going to keep adding more. They also said that the creators within the curation program, they can all self-publish, so it's going to be a lot of junk in there. So if you're a parent, you might want to make sure that you watch out for that, because it's going to be a lot of junk in there. It's going to be a lot of free games, and they can basically be anything. Like, there'll be a lot of reporting going on, I'm sure, if somebody puts up something crazy, but it's a self-publishable thing and they're not curated, so they don't go through Xbox at all in order to make sure that they're being utilized properly or that they are appropriate. So there's gonna be a lot of junk in there. So as this builds up, they have the ability, the developers have the ability to still ask and qualify for ID at Xbox to get achievements and online functionality and all that, but you can still stream them and you can play them and record clips and all that stuff. You just don't have the online and achievements. For a lot of people, the lack of achievements will kill this entire list for them, but I don't care about achievements. More games are more games, even if they're not that great, but I haven't played any of them in there. I've looked through the list. It didn't personally appeal to me, but that's just me. Maybe you'll find something, a gem that you like. And last up is a quick update to the LawBreakers story from yesterday. There has been a patch released on PS4 that alters the stutter. It doesn't exactly fix it, it just makes it better. It makes it less noticeable. It went from about a 350 microsecond stutter to 100, so, or millisecond, not microsecond, millisecond stutter to about 100, which means it's still there, like the judder still exists. It's just not as like out there in your face. So no, it's not completely fixed, but it's better than it was. The problem is that it's not looking good for LawBreakers on the sales side. Like on Steam, it launched with about 3,000 active players, and to put that into perspective, Battleborn had 12,000, and Battleborn was supposed to be an epic failure. So like I said, I'm not for anybody losing their job, so all the people at Boss Key, I hope that the game picks up. In all reality, their best bet would have probably been to just go with the free-to-play model that they were thinking about and put the game out there with some microtransactions to buy some characters and go with that model. That, like, this game, it would have benefited from that free-to-play model, and I think it would have done much better. But Cliffy B makes the decisions. This is where he's at with it. I just hope he learns more quickly to be humble. That's the best way I can put it, to be humble, because I feel like even if he have put this out on Xbox One with half the install base of the PS4, they haven't said exactly what the PS4 launch numbers are. I don't think they're gonna be that great either, because anecdotally I don't really know anybody who has this game. I've heard pops here and there of people who've had it and who bought it and are playing it, but I haven't heard anybody talking about this game. I haven't heard a big drum up about it on PlayStation side of things either, and I want them to succeed. I do, because I want gaming to be the best it can, and irregardless of what platform you're on and what company you are, I just want all games to perform the best they can so that gaming can progress forward. I wish y'all the best, Boss Key. That's all I can say. You probably should have put it out on Xbox, considering you had a following. Like that was the other thing. Xbox, you have a following, Cliffy. You don't have a following on PS4. Even the people that moved over to PS4, that is not a online console. That's not really what PlayStation is about. They're about story-driven, third-person action games. That is what they do. Xbox is about shooters, or at least that's what everybody says. So you probably would have done better putting it on Xbox first, just because it's about shooters. But again, I really hope he learns quickly. That's all the news I got for today. I thank y'all for every single thing. I thank y'all for watching these videos, for clicking that like button, for sharing them, for subscribing to your boy. I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you can hit them down in the comment section below, or hit your boy on Twitter at DaRealMastalin, or swing by the stream, mixer.com/DaRealMastalin. Me, the Broadband Bullies, we take heads off in all games, take all challenges. We get it in. So come over to the stream, enjoy, have a good time. Just talk ish, play games. It's what we do. Lay y'all like some play cousins. I'll let y'all tomorrow, and I'm out.